Hey, and we are live. Hopefully, we're live at least. Hopefully, you guys are hearing me. Is everyone hearing me? Is the audio there? I don't really want to keep these in. I don't like monitoring it that way. Can you guys hear me? I see some people in the chat. I see you guys. Do you see me? Let's ask them. I see you. Do you see me? I know there's a little bit of a delay, so that chat probably came a little bit early on there. But hey, hopefully you guys are having a good time. Hopefully you guys are ready. Kimchi Chris here, by the way. Hi. Nice to meet everybody formally. I'm so glad to see some of you here already. I see so many faces that I recognize already. 5 of you so far. I've never known how to say your name, but Frank Zappa icon, Mick Caldwell. Am I saying that right? I'm probably saying it wrong, but Frank Zappa is awesome. So I see that. So hey, how's it going, man? Hey, how's it going, Austin Johnson? Your body's ready. That's true. Read your body. Read my body. Hide in the shade. What a time. Kiss Army General. Hey, what's going on, man? I know exactly who you are. I am feeling good. I am feeling it. Sebastian, I know who that is as well. That's a juggalo right there, if ever I saw one. So happy to see you there. Let's see what else is going on the chat. We can hear you better with the let's see if we can get the volume up a little bit here. That's about as loud as it goes here. Hopefully that's all right. Turn the volume up. Turn it up. Hopefully, I'll try to be a little bit louder. Let's see here. Oh, it's all for you. Demon is here, an amazing channel. Go check him out as well as in my head. Good channels, good Kiss channels. Lots of cool content. New videos every Monday for the panel has spoken video. Let's see here. Let's see. I got trolls in the chat already. I'm excited about that. Let's see here. Are you going to do your top 10 bands video from Trevor? Ooh, what a cool question. I haven't even had to ask for questions. You guys are already giving them, and that's incredible. I'm going to do that at some point. That's a hard video to do because it's always changing. I mean, Kiss is number 1, but then after that, I mean, I can give you a preview of it right now. Somewhere in that top 10, we would have Kiss, of course. We would have, let's go with 10 right now. Let's do 10 bands that would make my top 10. We have never checked her out. Really cool Japanese singer-songwriter, a lot of cool stuff. That's 5 that I go to there. Aerosmith, did I say Aerosmith? I think Aerosmith should be in there. Probably Slayer. Let's see, Cheap Trick, of course. Probably Against Me, kind of a random one in there. And the Ramones, gotta have the Ramones represented. So there's 10 bands. Oh, I have lost what's going on the chat here, which is awesome. Let's see here. So, yeah, top 10 bands there, which is great. Let's see here. Oh, Sebastian there that says that he loves ICP. He loves ICP. That's fine. You do you. Whoop whoop. Juggalos for life. That's fine. Let's see here. He loves ICP. I don't know what he's doing here. One time at a show, there was a juggalo in the audience with my band, one of my old bands, and we were so just kind of like flabbergasted. We were like, there's a juggalo here. We didn't play the type of music juggalos. Did want to stay hydrated, guys, so I have some nice hype beer there, So, hey, I want to get you guys drunk really quickly because you can't leave the house. He's a good guy. His name's Chris. He's a little trolly online, but he's a good guy. Let's see here. What do you think of Bret Michaels on The Masked Singer? Bret Michaels is on The Masked Singer? Wow, I didn't know that, actually. I knew that Justin Hawkins was on there from The Darkness, and one of the coolest things, or funniest things on there was that they said he was definitely not a singer. He could not be a singer at all because, just they didn't think the way that he represented himself, he was very singer-like, I suppose, but he was a singer. And I'm now getting people on my iMessage asking what account I'm live on. I've got 2 people. Let me do those. Send those to both of them there. But I did not know Bret Michaels was on there. Did he do good? That's the real question. Did Bret Michaels do good on the Masked Singer there? I'm really curious about that because, I'm sure he did well. He's a real singer. Throwing real singers on there I feel is a little bit unfair to the other celebrity types. But, whatever. It is what it is, I suppose. Let's see here. It's All For You Demon says that he needs to dive into Cheap Trick. Looking forward to your review of them. I would love to do some Cheap Trick reviews, and I will do some Cheap Trick reviews for sure. There's no way around it. I'm definitely going to do some. I don't know where I should really start because there's so many good records. in the world there. So many good records from Cheap Trick. I'm doing good multitasking here, but so many good records from Cheap Trick. I mean, you got In Color, you got the obvious choice, Budokan, you have Dream Police, you have some of the later day stuff. I love Rockford, and I love the self-titled one from '97, of course. I love the latest. There's not a lot of bad Cheap Trick records, but oh boy, when they're bad, they're awful. I mean, we all know about The Doctor, or at least some of us do. So that would be an interesting one to talk about, because I don't hate The Doctor as much as some people do, but I also don't love it so much. So, it's kind of an interesting one. Let's see here. So that's the Cheap Trick talk there. And hey, we're at 11 viewers right now, which I said I would consider this a success with the minimal level of promotion at 10 viewers. And we've got 11. So we're doing good. Let's just keep it going up. Share this thing around. I threw it up on Twitter. I threw it up on Facebook. And if you have anyone you want to share it with, share it out there. Share it out there. It's a good time. We have a lot of cool people here tonight already, so I'm having a good time. I'm going to continue, to drink the beer, which you should be doing too, because you shouldn't be leaving your house, of course. Let's see here. So what do we have here next? What's the most recent band you've discovered that you've liked? Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a question from Sebastian there. I don't know. That's a tough one. It's a tough one. I don't know who the last band I discovered was. I can tell you a current band that's really cool that put out an EP today that I'm friends with one of the guys, but they are a straightforward rock and roll band from here in Nashville, and that would be Dirty Fuss. They put out an EP today to help everybody from going crazy out there in this quarantine world. It's called Apocalypse Rock. It's really cool. I haven't listened to the EP yet. I'm promoting something I haven't even gotten around to listening to because I've been working on getting this ready all day. But their first full-length record is really cool. Taylor plays guitar solos on the Night Sabers record. And Dirty Fuss is really good. They're a new band. You need to check them out. They're touring all the time. They're not touring right now, unfortunately. But nonetheless, when they do tour and they come to your town, see Dirty Fuss and tell them Kimchi Chris sent you, or really just find their guitarist Taylor. Tell them that Night Sabers sent them. He's probably the only one that will know. They don't know what's going on with me. But that's a good band. Check out Dirty Fuss. Great band. Let's see here. Doug, he's just thanking me for doing this. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for coming out and supporting this. It's fun. I've wanted to do a live stream for a while. I know everybody's doing them now because of quarantine and everything, but I've wanted to do it for a while, and this really just gave me the time to sit down and get it going. For a while, wanted to get like a webcam or get that converter to make my DSLR work with this, which costs a lot of money. And then I found out that through OBS you can do it with your phone, which is really nice, and you can actually control what's going on. So it'll be really interesting to listen back to this and see how it is. I am a little concerned about the audio. Of course, I know some people were saying I was kind of quiet earlier. Hopefully it's all right. I apologize. At some point I'll try to get a mic for this, I promise you, because I'm going to try to do these a little bit more frequently. So let's see here. He thanked me for it. Where did we go? Oh, there's a lot of you talking in here. Okay. Next question or next little comment. I'm reading everybody's here. Hey, was just checking my notifications when I saw you were live. Need to go to bed, but I wanted to thank you for your videos. Jersey Joe, if you're still here, if you haven't went to bed, thank you for watching the videos. I appreciate it. Share the videos around. That's the best way to help me if you've ever been curious. It's an interesting world on YouTube as far as making money and everything else goes. I'm still on that road to monetization, which isn't very much even, but at some point, I might start some kind of donation or a Patreon thing of some sort. Right now, I'm fine financially despite all this quarantine stuff, but it would be a nice thing to do. So thank you. Just share the videos around. That's the best way to thank me, but I appreciate the kind words there, Jersey Joe. My favorite Cheap Trick song is Surrender. I know it's like the obvious pick, but it's the perfect rock song. That's from Trevor. And you know what? Trevor's not wrong. It's a great rock and roll song. Surrender is so good. And, it's got a Kiss reference in there. So, when I was a kid, I loved that song because of the Kiss reference. I wasn't really even sure if I liked Cheap Trick necessarily. I heard the song, I said, that's cool. But Kiss was my first love, and they've continued to be that. And that song really helped convert me. So, anyone out there that's writing music or aspiring to write music, throwing references in there can help a lot, especially to kids. I've always done that with my music. So, throwing references in there, it's a very good thing. So let's see here. Kiss Army General, Ethan. Let's see what Ethan has to say here. Kiss haven't revealed him. Oh, or they haven't. I was reading the Kiss. There's no editing on here, so you'll just see how stupid I am. They haven't revealed him on The Masked Singer yet, but from The Voice, his always saying, get those hands up, and with all the clues they gave, it's obviously him. Oh, we're talking about Bret Michaels again. Yeah, wow, I'm going to have to check that out because, here's the thing about Bret Michaels. Just like all of you, Poison's an easy band to make fun of, and especially Bret Michaels. He's an easy guy to make fun of. I mean, he needs someone that knows what they're doing with graphic design, for example, and promotion, things of that nature, but he's also still making money, so I guess I can't fault the guy too much. But with that being said, he's someone that really needs someone behind him to make him look at least a little bit modern, I would say. Somehow they do okay with Poison's marketing sometimes. Have you guys seen those tour shirts for the upcoming, probably canceled tour that Poison has? They're not good looking at all. They look like they were made by a 5-year-old in Ilmes paint like 12 years ago. But that being said, throw all that aside. Yeah, Bret Michaels is cheesy. Rock of Love was bad. All those things. But the guy still seems like he's very much into what he's doing, and he has a good voice that's aged pretty well. He can still perform pretty well, and really the other guys in Poison can too. I mean, Bobby's looking a little weird. CeCe looks a little weird, but he's aged well, and for how many drugs he's done, he's doing all right. And Ricky is just still a phenomenal drummer, the MVP of the band right there. He's the one that should be the most famous in the band. Take a bunch of shots, but it's Bret. He's charismatic too. Bret Michaels is a very charismatic guy, so I have to check that out. Send me the link to that or something. Let's see here, Doug. I'm not going to try to say your last name, Zeltinger. You need to listen to Canadian rock group Silk Toxic with an X. That sounds cool. That sounds glam. That sounds really trashy and really glammy, or possibly like thrash metal, but I'm guessing probably more like glammy and trashy from what's on here. I'll look them up. I'll have to look them up. Let's see. Horror Dad, he retracted a message. Cool dad. Let's see here. Austin, do you know who T-Rex Mark Bolan is? I sure do. And I'm a fan. I'm not into them as much as I probably should be. I've always meant to take time to investigate them a little bit more and get into T-Rex. I know their place in glam rock and music history in general. I mean, they're innovators, and they're very, very cool band, very, very hip band too. To like, if you're wanting to be into classic rock, but you want to be in kind of like the more like hip, cool band, that's the band to be into. Thin Lizzy kind of falls in that category these days as well. It's kind of like the bands that weren't like on the huge arena level are always the bands that people consider like hip and cool to be into, because Kiss isn't really there because they were always big, but it's weird because like amongst like some of the like Heschers and like metal hipsters, Kiss is kind of cool, but only certain eras of Kiss. They like the 70s stuff. They really like the Vinnie Vincent stuff, funny enough, because it's kind of got a stigma about it, but certain eras of Kiss are not cool to like. But that being said, it's kind of going all over the place. T-Rex is one of those cool bands that you see the cool hipster guy with the leather jacket with the big back patch on it there of Mark Bolan on the back. So a cool band for sure. I need to check them out more. Everyone always tells me I do, and why not? Let's see. Horror Fan Dad, hi from Connecticut. Hey, what's up? What's up, Horror Dad? Hi from Nashville. I hope you're staying safe and staying well in Connecticut. How bad is it out there? I don't really know how bad it is out there. So let's see here. Crude Tube, I know who that guy is, at least from the comments. Into Hanoi Rocks or Michael Monroe solo. Hey, guess what? That's another band I really need to look more into. I'm very familiar with the idea of Hanoi Rocks, and I know that Michael Monroe, I listened to one of his solo records that he put out a number of years back and was really into it for a while, and I don't know why I didn't investigate his solo career or the band more, because there's some cool stuff there for sure. There's some very cool stuff. Drink up and stay hydrated. There's some very cool stuff, and I need to check them out more. I know that the Wild Hearts are really into that band. I really like the Wild Hearts, and I know they're quite influenced by them, so I need to check them out a little bit more. I need to get into some more of the sleazy kind of underground stuff. I the other day when I was cleaning, some of you might have seen on Instagram, I found my Pretty Boy Floyd cassette tape. I don't have a lot of cassette tapes, mostly Kiss stuff, with a little bit of a couple other bands, and that was one of the ones I found. I held on to that one for a while. That one was worth some money. I think that's why I held on to it. So I need to check out some more of those bands. Let's see here. Kiss Army General. Austin Johnson, Mark Bolan is one of the greatest. Oh, yeah, he's just commenting. Yeah, Mark Bolan is one of the greatest. I mean, again, I don't know why I haven't gotten more into him or T-Rex. It's mind-boggling considering the type of acts that I'm into. But nonetheless, here we are, and I need to check them out. Maybe I can like review the slider or something on one of the upcoming Kimchi Classic reviews. I need to sit down and take some time with it. But guess what? We all have time to sit down and listen to music right now. So why not? Why not? Let's see here. Do you know who Weird Paul Petruski is? I'm probably saying that really wrong. I know who Weird Al is, but I don't know who that is. I really don't. Explain a little bit more there, Frank Zappa icon Mick. Let's see here. Jersey Joe gave me a thumbs up. Thumbs up right back at you, man. Ace Frehley style. Let's see here. Trevor, what do you have to say, Trevor? Those Poison Tour shirts this year look like they were bootleggers. They really do. They don't look good. They don't look good. They look awful. And I almost got one just for the trolliness of it all. I almost did. You know, you'd have to like cut the sleeves off like Bret Michaels. You know, get yourself flexing just a little bit, just like Bret Michaels, to really rock that shirt properly. But yeah, they're not good. They're not good. I got a Def Leppard shirt. They sent me a Def Leppard shirt with the tickets that I think I bought by accident. I think it was an add-on. I thought it was a requirement. And it's awful. It is truly awful. It's an awful bootleggy shirt, and it says Tour 2020. So it might go on to be kind of a cool thing to have when this tour inevitably gets canceled soon, which is going to break my heart because I have a really good seat where the walkway, the catwalk comes out. So the catwalk comes out, and there's obviously some rows kind of on the side, you know, probably like 10 rows, and then the end of the catwalk, right? So the catwalk's here, and then, you know, seating starts here. There's a barricade, there's one row, and then there's another row, and I'm in that next row, the second row in front of the barricade there. So I have a phenomenal ticket, and it's probably going to get canceled, and that's going to break my heart. Regardless of how these guys perform at this point, what a show that will be if it happens, but probably what we're going to be saying soon is what a show that would have been. So that's going to be really sad. But yeah, those bootleg-looking Poison shirts they're just awful. And it's not like hard to make a good Poison shirt. All you have to do is throw "Look What the Cat Dragged In" on a shirt again for the 30th time. I mean, it's a cool design, and people would like it. People would buy it. Let's see what else is here. Let's see. It's all for you, Demon. Poison should do Cat in its entirety. That would be a fun show. You know what? That would be perfect for the stadium tour if it actually happened, because, you know, let's be realistic. They're probably going to play like an hour-ish set. You know, if we're lucky, you know, they might do like 45 minutes. But if they do an hour, Look What the Cat Dragged In is what? Roughly like, is it like 40 minutes, I think? It's like 40 minutes. So they play that in its entirety. They always open with Look What the Cat Dragged In anyway. So they open with that. Then they close out their initial set with like two more of the hits, you know, Something to Believe In and, you know, something else that's not on Look What the Cat Dragged In. And then they come back for their encore and do like 2 or 3 more songs. And that would be a perfect set. Will they do that? No, because Poison's been playing pretty much the exact same set for like 20 years now. People say Kiss is bad about that, but look up the Poison sets. I've seen them a lot of times in recent years, over the last, you know, 10 to 15 years. They always tour bands I really like, and even though I don't hate Poison, I never really went specifically to see them. They've always been a good add-on, and they've pretty much played the same set almost in the same order every time. So they need to change it up. So that's 100% correct, Demon. There, they would be really cool if they did that. Let's see here, Austin, what do you have to say, Austin? What's your favorite Aerosmith song? After that, but I like some of the stuff that people don't like from the band. I just, you know, something like that, Music from Another Dimension, or Music from Another Universe, that's what it's called. That thing is awful. I own the CD of it just for, like, completionist sake, but I bought it for, like, $3 at McKay's, which is, like, a used record and CD store here in Nashville, so I didn't, like, invest real money into it. I remember listening to it, I think, on Spotify when it came out, or some, you know, form of streaming, and it was pretty bad. Album, you know, I referenced this in my review that Toys in the Attic was one of my favorite albums. The favorite albums I have from Aerosmith would be Toys in the Attic. I'm just going to tell you this, guys, on stream, and then we'll, of course, talk about when we get to the reviews down the road, but it's Toys in the Attic, Rocks, the self-titled debut, and this is the one that really throws people off sometimes, Get a Grip. I love Get a Grip. That was really my CD. Even though Aerosmith, I got into them with Toys in the Attic, Get a Grip was the first one I purchased, and I loved it. I loved it to death. Great song. The 3 ballads on there kind of all sound the same. The rockers are really good, and the ballads are good. They just kind of sound similar. But favorite Aerosmith song, I can't pick one. It's too hard. I mean, there's a lot of great ones. I love Toys in the Attic. The song itself, of course, is great. I love Mamakin. I love Moving Out. I love Last Child. I love Kings and Queens. I love the song Get a Grip is so good. The song Eat the Rich off of that one is great. I love the Nine Lives record. There's some great songs on there. Hole in My Soul is such a good, underrated song. So there you have it. A couple Aerosmith songs I really like. Maybe I'll do like a top 20 Aerosmith songs video sometime. That'd be fun. Let's see here. I mean, I'm not sure if I will, but maybe. I don't know. That review, it kind of bombed, honestly, as far as views go. I don't do this all for the views, but kind of bombed, so I don't know. I'm a little bit burnt on Aerosmith content right now, but maybe we'll do that down the road. If there was, this is from Trevor, if there was one Kiss album or one album in general you would go see them perform in its entirety, what would it be? Wow. Okay, so I don't skip Kiss when they come to town in general, so I'd go see any of them, even if it was one I don't really like Crazy Crazy Nights. As much as I don't like that record, that'd be an interesting one to see played live because they don't play those songs live generally. But if we wanted to go with like dream territory, like what would I like to see performed live? Just for the like sheer weirdness of it, Music from the Elder would be pretty awesome. I mean, Music from the Elder would be great. Or Lick It Up, because there's a lot of good songs on there that were never played live, of course, and I would just absolutely love to see Not for the Innocent live. What a cool song. That would be a great one to see live. To my knowledge, they never played that one live, and it would be really cool. A Million to One actually played by Kiss, and not just Paul on a solo tour, assuming you'd have the vocal enhancements there, but that'd be cool. So Lick It Up or Music from the Elder would be really cool. If we went with something from the classic lineup, just because I haven't seen a fair amount of the songs live, Hotter Than Hell would be really fun. Love Gun would also be really fun. So there's a lot of cool stuff there. I think it would be really great if they did like a really long show night with an intermission in the middle, and they opened with a live and then came back and did a live 2. And somewhere in the middle of all that, they did all the studio cuts from a live 2, but they're never going to do that. This is Kiss we're talking about. And plus, that'd be like a 3-hour show. I mean, it's not Guns N' Roses we're talking about here. So there you go. Hopefully that answers the question somewhat. Let's see here. Austin to the Kiss Army General. T-Rex is one of my top 10 favorite bands. I gotta get into them more. Austin, you're really getting me into T-Rex land. I gotta check them out more. Let's see. What does Horror Fan Dad have to say? He's always commenting on the videos. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. He says, it's bad in Connecticut. I'm still working, but my wife is not working, and she works at a daycare. It's funny, because I assumed this video would open with us talking about all the Corona stuff, and I wasn't really looking forward to that aspect of it, but I figured that's where it was going to go. But you guys have been in here with the questions, and that's amazing. But I really just want to implore all of you to be safe out there. Do what you've got to do. I know everyone doesn't have the option of staying home. It's sad. I had to go, make a few runs today because you can't be in your house forever. And when I went to the store, get some food and stuff, the lady at the counter was just, quite the old lady, and I just felt so bad. It broke my heart to see her there still working. She still had a smile on her face. Hey, honey, welcome to the store. It was wonderful, but I felt so bad that I was having to go in there and purchase things. But guys, stay safe out there, and financially try to stay together. Don't be going and buying a bunch of Kiss records right now. I know it's tempting. We're all at home. We got time to go online, but maybe we'll all get some money back when they cancel the Motley Crue and Def Leppard tour. You can spend that on some Kiss records if you want. Let's see here. Doug, what does Doug have to say? Thoughts on the Motley Crue album with John Corabi? I can't talk. John Corabi. John Corabi, he says easily their best album. You know what? I love it. I absolutely adore that record. I don't agree that it's their best album. Sorry. A lot of people do, and I think it's wonderful. It's top 3. It's top 3. There's basically, for me, Shout at the Devil is probably number 1, but Too Fast for Love is also kind of number 1. They go back and forth, and then number 3 is the John Corabi one, the self-titled one. But it's really hard to even rate that in the Motley canon, because comparing John Corabi and Vince Neil as vocalists, it's hard to do that unless you stan Vince, and you just can't imagine anyone else fronting that band. It's hard to deny that John's a better singer. And the music is so different on that record. It's kind of like a different band. They shouldn't have called that record Motley Crue. I think it would have done better, possibly, if it had been a new band and they'd said, this new band featuring most of Motley Crue with this amazing frontman. But people would just, they weren't ready to accept it. And, because it's heavy, it's mature, there's no girls on there. And I can only imagine seeing them live at that point. It had to be weird, not because the shows weren't drawing quite as well, but because you have, something like Hooligan's Holiday, and then you have Girls, Girls, Girls. What a weird combo of songs. But I love that record. It's really good. John Crobby lives down the street from me. Fun fact. If you guys didn't know he lives in Nashville, he does. And he doesn't live that far from me. And it's really cool because I'll see him around town. And there's a lot of guys like that here in Nashville. You see Mark Slaughter around. You see John Crobby, as we just said, around. You see the Striper guys. Forget their names, all of them. But you see a couple of the Striper guys. We've seen some of the Cheap Trick guys around. It's a really cool place sometimes. But John's a great guy, great singer. His voice is held up, unlike someone else in the band. Visually, he's held up. He's a good guy overall, and always been very nice when I've interacted with him. So I love that John Crobby record. So let's see here. What else? Trevor. Yeah, at least Kiss throw in 1 or 2 new songs each tour. That's true. I think you're referencing them to Poison there, because Poison, they don't. And it's kind of bad. But yeah, Kiss. People always say the set list is always the same. They're not wrong. It's the same pretty much every time, or it's pretty close to being the same. But there's usually a couple songs that weren't there the tour before, and they're kind of changing it out. I mean, we've even seen a few songs change on the end of the road tour here. So, it's one of those things that they do change a little bit. They just don't change a lot. They're not as bad as Poison though. They're not as bad as Poison. So that's key there. Let's see what a Mick has here to say. Weird Paul is a guy that makes his own music and videos. He does thrift store hauls, and he is a weird vlogger since he was a little kid in the 80s. He posts all of his old videos. He still has the same haircut. So, wow. Okay, here's the thing about Weird Paul. All my stuff is tied up doing the stream right now. With you telling me that, I think there's a chance that I've heard about this guy before, because it's one of those, weird, savant, multifaceted individuals that's been doing kind of this YouTube game since YouTube wasn't even a thing, or before YouTube was a thing. I think I've heard of him, weirdly enough. I'm going to look him up after this. I promise you I'm going to look him up after this and see how things are going with him. I'm going to see how things are doing with Weird Paul. Now things are going with Weird Al, but which, by the way, have you guys checked out the 1 More Minute Weird Al performance that was, I think it was on Jimmy Fallon, that's come out of all this Corona stuff? It's really good. Listen to it. It will floor you. Anyone that thinks Weird Al is not a good musician, they're wrong. They're wrong. Just listen to that guy. It might not be your style of music, but he does it kind of like a cappella, if you will, with a backing track where he recorded all the vocals. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So that's a thing. But yeah, I'll have to check out Weird Paul for sure. Let's see here. Austin says, Nobody's Fault. Oh, he's talking about Aerosmith. That's an amazing Aerosmith song. How did I forget about that one? That's the problem with a band like Aerosmith, just like a band like Alice Cooper or Kiss or Motley Crue, any of these bands that we know and love, is that they have so many good songs, it's easy to leave a lot of good ones out. Nobody's Fault is great. What about No Surprise? That's a great one. That's a great one that's kind of, I think, similar in ilk, where it's kind of a deep cut, but not super deep, because those were on Gems, right? Which Gems was the greatest hits that wasn't a greatest hits kind of record. I remember Gems was great. I loved it before I had all the other records. It was great. Let's see here. Nobody's Fault is great, though. Let's see. Interesting guy. I'm sure you would like him. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out Weird Paul. I'm going to check him out. I like Weird Al. I like Paul Stanley. If you combine them, could you guys imagine that? Paul Stanley's chest hair with Weird Al's face. What a weird image. Let's see here. Austin, have you seen Vince Neil workout video his girlfriend posted? There's a video of that? Oh my God, there's a video? No, I have not. I saw the post about that today. I didn't click on them because all of them were just kind of memey with the muscular body thrown on Vince's current face. So I assume they were just memes and people were kind of just making fun of the guy, which is nothing really new there. We've all made fun of him, okay? My conversations, about him usually go that way. I mean, my dad even makes fun of him when we see each other. Even when I was talking about the tour probably getting canceled the other day, my dad was saying, "Oh, so you won't get to hear the whoa wow wows, that he does all the time." But I did not know there's a video of that. I'm gonna have to check it out right after this. Is it as good as the Cameo video? You guys have seen the Cameo video. If you haven't, go check it out after this. It's the video that Vince made for Cameo, which is a service where you can pay a celebrity to do a message for you for your birthday or your wedding or your graduation or something like that. And Vince did one, and he's probably drunk in it, and if he's not drunk, something's wrong with him. So I kind of hope he is drunk, because otherwise something's it's funny, it's very entertaining. Maybe I'll do a video where we talk about all of the awkward moments Vince has had in public, but I don't really want to do that. I'm trying to stay away from like negative videos. That's part of the reason I haven't touched Vinnie Vincent for a while, in all honesty. But I don't know. Those videos are very entertaining. It's just Motley fans. Some of the Motley fans out there are very logical. You know, some of you guys are them. You know the John Corapi record's great. You know the faults that the band has, but there's some that just won't have it, and they like to voice their opinions, which is fine. But it is what it is. But I'll have to check that out. I have to check out a video of Vince Neil working out. That sounds extremely, extremely entertaining to me. Let's see here. Doug, he says, Warrant, Great White, or Dawkins? Choose one. Oh, that's easy, actually. I'm going with Dawkins. I'm rocking like Dawkins just because of Lynch, honestly. Just going to be fair there. I hate to break it there. I'm not a big Warrant fan. Great White, I appreciate them. I think the musicianship is really good, but for some reason they've never really been my thing either too much. So that wasn't a hard choice because I do quite enjoy Dawkins. And, good group there, though. Like, if that was a tour, I'd go see that. That would, just bring them on in. I'd go see it. Let's see here. In my head says, that photo looks fake. Oh, okay, he's talking about Vince. He's probably saw the same photo I did. And, I mean, if there's a video, it's a whole different scenario. But that photo looks very fake of him with the muscles. But maybe there's another one. That one was obviously meant to be a meme, obviously. Let's see here. Trevor says, Big 10-inch. Oh, yeah, Big 10-inch record is great. That's a great Aerosmith song. I talked about that in my review. Did you watch the review? Maybe you're just commenting on me saying it was great in the review of Toys in the Attic. And if you haven't watched it, after the stream, go watch it. But stay on the stream right now. We're still doing good on numbers. We got 10 people watching, which, again, that was the goal. Earlier, we were up to a little bit more than that for a while, so that was pretty cool. Let's see here. In my head, what does Brent have to say? Has anyone else told you that you look like Large? I've gotten that before, and I never really got it till I was online here. And, that's fine, I guess. I don't really have anything against the guy. I mean, I never really thought Napster was bad. But in the past, when I had my hair longer, sometimes I would weirdly get, like, Robert Plant. I think that's because in my old band, I dressed a little more, like, glammy and whatnot. And what else did I get? Funny enough, I got Mark Bolan before, and Ian Hunter. A lot of classic rock guys, not a lot of modern guys. I guess I look old and dead. But that being said, yeah, I've gotten that before. Smiley face. I'm watching you. I'm in your head. In your head. Let's see here. What does Austin have to say? Night in the Ruts is such an underrated Aerosmith album. I agree that it's a good Aerosmith album. I think Let the Music Do the Talking is another underrated one. A lot of people don't really like that one, or that's not what it's called. I can't even remember it. Done with Mirrors. I think Done with Mirrors is an underrated one as well. That's just the song on it. There's a lot of underrated Aerosmith albums. People don't give them the time of day because of what they went on to be with I Don't Want to Miss a Thing and things of that nature. But, there's a lot of good ballads in the Aerosmith playbook. What It Takes is a good one, for example. What a great song. And it has the accordion on there. What a weird thing to say is a good song. And really, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing is a good song. It just got overplayed, and we all hated it. And we hated the fact that that's what our band became to the general populace. So that being said, yeah, their last record, again, that Songs from Another Universe is just awful. But Night in the Ruts is good. That's a dope record. I really do like that one. Let's see here. It's just a 2-second video of his girlfriend showing him from behind. Looks jacked. Okay, I'll have to check that out, Austin. I really will. Even if it's 2 seconds, I'll check it out. I would check it out right now. But again, like, everything is tied up for me to do this stream because I don't really have the right stuff to do it. I'm streaming on my phone. I have OBS running on the computer. I have YouTube running on the computer. I have iMessage up that I've kind of been ignoring, even though some people have been sending me some stuff. And, yeah. Speaking of which, I hope the stream is looking all right. But, down the road, I'll try to get a better camera. I'll try to upgrade from the phone, but we're all in quarantine. Even if I wanted to get something else, I can't really do it right now. I don't think Best Buy is open in my area. Let's see here. In my head, it's the only one salty enough to do negative. I'm the only one salty enough to do negative videos. Brent, you're not. You're not. Ralph with Almost Human Man. I love him. He's a really nice guy. When I met him in person at the Rock and Pod Expo, but that guy's got some negative stuff. He's also got some very positive stuff, and I love the guy for what he does. I don't think that I could get to that level. It's weird because people always say I'm the most positive person on here. I don't know that I'm the most positive. I think It's All For You Demons a lot more positive than me because, again, the Chronicles of Vinny. I got known for those videos, which are kind of a curse and a blessing. It helped the channel in some ways and hurt the channel in other ways. But if you go back and check some of those out, they're not the most positive. But I still try to look at those even a little bit even kilter. Maybe I'll eventually do a video or a review on the Kimchi classics for a record I don't like. But is it really a classic at that point if I don't like it? Should I count them as classics? See, question for all of you guys watching, should the Kimchi classics videos just be records that are old, or should they be records that I always enjoy? Because I'm starting out with records that are important to me, so I enjoy all of them. But down the line, should I do some that are old classic records that maybe I don't like so much? Should I maybe do a, I don't know, maybe a U2 record? I don't like U2. I'm sorry. I know there's probably some fans out there, but should I review a U2 record? Maybe I'd find something I like. Who knows? I hope some people are drinking out there with me. I know it's Wednesday, but we don't have work tomorrow. Well, some of us don't. Let's see here. What else do we have? Trevor, in my head, yeah, you're like a slightly less negative version of of Ralph. There you go. I used the actual word. I do try to actively not cuss on my channel, and it's not because like I'm scared of cussing or anything like that. I just have always had the mindset with my video content as well as my music content, anything artistic or output-wise, I've never wanted anyone to not be able to watch me for basically the language or things that I do. They can hate me for other things, and in my music you can throw sexual innuendo or anything else in there, but I've always tried to make it as accessible as possible, because kind of going back to the Kiss thing, for the most part, their music is pretty accessible to people of all ages. I've always thought that's a good way to kind of, handle your art, your craft, the way you present yourself. So that's something a little bit different between Ralph and I, but yeah, that's true. There are some videos on your channel, the In Your Head or In My Head channel. They're a little more negative, but you know what? I think you're doing a good job, man. I don't think you're doing anything bad. I think you're stepping up your game with each video too, which is really cool. The Panel Have Spoken videos are just great. That was ingenious, by the way. Getting people involved and then saying all their names on the video, that was smart. That was smart. I really want to bite your style a little bit on that and do something similar, because that gets a lot of people tuning in, gets a lot of people sharing your videos, and it's a really smart thing. That's something we tried to do last year with my band Night Sabers with a video for our song Everything's Better with Cats. We had people submit cat videos, and we were going to put them all in there because people love their cats. But then my computer crashed, and I lost a lot of videos, so maybe we'll try to do something like that down the road. But it's a very smart technique to get people to come watch your stuff and share your content around to all their friends, because it's like, hey, I'm kind of in this video. And so yeah, that's good there. Let's see. In My Head, I thought he looked like Sebastian Bach. Are you talking about me still, Austin? Do you think I look like Sebastian Bach? I'm down with that. That's a man that is a good-looking man. He's still a good-looking man. If you're talking about me, that's a compliment. I'm gonna take it. I'd love to hang with Sebastian, and we could hang out with his Kiss collection. And he seems like a cool guy. He seems like he's still a partier, which is awesome. And do you guys remember when he was on Cribs way back in the day? His house just looked like what I think my house would look like if I had all that money. There's just Kiss stuff everywhere. He had Kiss stuff in every room. There was Skid Row stuff. He had one of the what did he have? It was a piece of like the Revenge stage set or something in his living room. He said he created a Skid Row record for it. I might be wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was very cool. It was exactly how my house would be if I was like that. Let's see here. In My Head, I can see Plant 2 with longer hair. Yeah. If you go back and look at my old band, The Manpower, you'll see it a little bit more there. Let's see here. Love him or hate him, Ralph is a genuine guy. Oh yeah. Hey, I was just saying that earlier. You kind of read my mind. I think Ralph is such a cool guy, and anyone that hates him, if you run into him in person, you're not gonna hate him. You're not gonna hate. Trust me. Unless you give him a reason to be mean to you. And even then, I think he'd probably be a pretty nice guy. He doesn't want people to know how nice he is online, I feel that he's a softie. I know Ken Mills from, a whole slew of Kiss podcasts, he was one that said that. He said, Ralph is just a softie, and he really is. He's a very genuine, very nice guy. When I met him at the Rocket Pod came up, immediately started talking to me, took selfies together. We were, cool. We interacted throughout the rest of the weekend. What really sucks is Rocket Pod's not happening this year thanks to all of this. So, we won't get to meet up there. If any of you guys were thinking about going to Rockin' Pod, they unfortunately canceled it for this year, just recently. But I bet 2021 is going to be even better. The gentleman, Chris Sinzak, that runs that, He is a really good guy as well, very genuine guy, really loves what he's doing, puts all of his passion and energy to it, and he's stepping it up every year. He's stepping up his game every year. Last year's Rock and Pod was phenomenal, and skipping a year, it might be good in a weird way, because I think next year's going to be even better as a result. I truly believe that. I really believe that Rock and Pod's going to be amazing in 2021. Let's see here. In my head, review what you want, man. We will watch. Hey, but I want input. I really want input. That's the thing. I want input from you guys, because I always say we in our videos, even though this is essentially a one-man operation, because I feel that the channel is not really me. It's more you guys. You know, it's the same thing as putting music out. If there's no one to listen to the music, does the music really exist? Well, if no one's watching your videos and interacting with your videos and enjoying your videos, do the videos really exist? It's just how it is, you know. It's a very important thing to have people watching and interacting and sharing and subscribing and liking and just, you know, having a great time. So I don't know. I'll have some good stuff though. I have a lot of records to review. Going with this classic moniker, there's gonna be a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be throwing some stuff at you guys soon that's not classic rock. I will say that, because as I go through these records that are important to me, there's gonna be some weird ones in there. I don't know how those videos are gonna do, but if you guys are along for the ride to discover some new stuff that in some cases is just different in America. Because I had a phase, and I'm still in that phase, where I really got into Japanese music, for example. And there's a lot of cool Japanese rock that really, you know, changed my life, changed the way I look at music. So we're going to get into that. And when I say Japanese rock, I don't just mean like J-pop, baby metal, things like that. I love baby metal. Don't get me wrong. Might get some hate for that. But there's some stuff I think you guys would like. If you're looking to check out Japanese music that this clientele would like, I implore you to check out X Japan. Look up some of the rockers. The ballads are great too, but I think if you're more into the rock stuff, look up some stuff like that. Blue Blood and Silent Jealousy are both on Spotify now. They're great records, so check them out. Check them out. Get on Spotify and look them up. Doug says, review albums that are widely loved that you dislike. Zeppelin 4 or Metallica, Ride the Lightning, etc. I don't dislike Zeppelin 4. That's the problem. I think it's a little bit overrated, but I don't hate it. I don't even really hate Ride the Lightning. I'm just not a big Metallica fan. I think they're overrated, funny enough, as we talk about things that you would think maybe I don't like. But I don't dislike those bands, so I don't know. Maybe going with the U2 thing would make sense. You know, I've never listened to Joshua Tree. Never listened to Joshua Tree, and that's a tongue twister kind of. Joshua Tree. Never listened to it in its entirety. Maybe it's good. Maybe it'll change me if I check it out. Who knows? Let's see. Austin says, rank all of the Kiss guitars. Do you want that for a video, or do you want that right now? We can do it right now. So the ranking, though, it's important to think about on that, though, is do you mean by actual technical prowess or what I prefer? Because those are very different things. If you're talking technical prowess, some people aren't going to like this. But Bruce Kulick's top of the heap, man. And honestly, Tommy Thayer's right behind him. Sorry, it's just the way it is. Watch people leave the stream right now as soon as I say that. But if we're talking technical prowess, those guys are the top of the heap. But if we're going more like on what I enjoy, very bottom would be Mark St. John. You know, right above Mark St. John would be Tommy Thayer. I don't hate Tommy. I really like his playing, and I think he's just in a weird spot where he's got to play a role and do something that all of us would do for the money. Because anyone that hates Tommy and says they wouldn't do it, they're lying. They're lying. Would you really not take all that money to get to play with your favorite band of all time? Get out of here. If you had the abilities, you would do it. And he's an amazing guitarist. Absolutely phenomenal. Good singer, too. Great guy. Really nice when I met him. But I put him right above Mark St. John just because he's less interesting. And then, weirdly enough, I think I'd put Vinnie Vincent right after that. Because, you know, the thing is, as fun as Vinnie is to talk about, I'm not the biggest fan of his playing style. I think he's a good writer, just like a lot of people think, but I'm not the biggest fan of his playing style. He plays well on the records he's on, but, you know, if you want to get technical, he's only on one full record. It is what it is, and Vinnie Vincent Invasion's a whole other story. And then right above him would be Bruce. Bruce is always good. He's kind of the best of all those worlds. He has, you know, originality. He has technical prowess. He has a sense of what he is and who he is and what he wants to be, and he grew up to be a really good guitarist. Took a little, you know, as Kiss talked about, it took a little time for him to get into his own, but once he got there, he was great. And my favorite is Ace, obviously. I mean, come on. Nobody that's a Kiss fan, for the most part, is going to say anything else. You know, a lot of those Vinnie cult members will say Vinnie always. And, you know, there's some people that will say Bruce, again, the technical prowess side. And there's even some people for Tommy. You know, you got to think, if you got into the band, like, let's say you were 15 right now, and Tommy's the only Kiss guitarist you knew. That's what a lot of people forget about with Tommy. There's a lot of people, that's the only Kiss guitarist they've known as an active member of the band. Sure, you're offended because you've been a fan since 1974, but guess what? Things have changed in your life since 1974, so they're going to change in the band. So, with that being said, some people love Tommy, but Ace is, across the board. Ace is pretty great. I even remember hearing some kids talking about meeting both of them at the Indie Expo over the years, and they were saying, Ace was kind of a jerk and Tommy was great, and that's why I like Tommy better. And I didn't think Ace was a jerk when I met him. I met him twice now, but he's not very talkative either. But part of that's just because, especially at that Indie Expo, like that's a hard day for a guy of his age and health, because they had him signing autographs from like 9 in the morning to like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, doing photos and everything else. Got a lunch break in there somewhere, went on stage to do a Q&A, and then was playing like an hour later. I mean, it's like a 12-hour workday. Mind you, made a good amount of money, but that's still pretty hard on someone of his age. So, I don't know. Kind of went off on a tangent there, but to review, if we're talking just, my favorite Kiss guitarist, Mark St. John at the bottom, Tommy right above him, Vinny, Bruce, and then Ace at the top of the heap. Okay, let's see here. I've missed some chats here. Let's see here. In my head says, thank you, man. Thank you, man. The panel has been really fun and need to get you on a panel video. Hey, I would love to be on one of the panel videos, and now that I have a way to stream, we can actually do that. I figured it out with my phone. I know I'm an idiot, not even thinking about this before, but I'd love to be on one of the panel has spoken videos on the In My Head channel, which if you guys have not checked those out, check them out. I praised it earlier, but I didn't really explain it, so if you have not checked out one of his videos, what these are, they take a Kiss record, and they basically have people vote on the songs, which ones are the best across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all kinds of stuff. And then they compile a list of what are the best songs by what gets how many votes, because each placement ranks a different level, so to speak, if that makes sense. I don't know. Let's say, 1 million people vote for a song with 0 points, then it's going to be at the bottom, but if a lot of people, it's going to upvote it. So anyway, with that being said, they go over what their predictions are and what their picks are, the people on the panel, which is usually 2 or 3 people with Brant, and then they come up with a definitive ranking. That's a very, very patriotic way to do it. Actually, one that I think would be cool for me to be on would be Psycho Circus. I'm just going to say that publicly right now. If you want to have me on Psycho Circus, I'm down, because that was my first Kiss record as a fan. That was like a new record. I was a little guy. I was a little tiny, but I loved it. I was excited about it. I still love that record, spoiler alert, so I'm going to be the really positive guy. I'd be great to be on there if some of the people with you didn't like it so much, because I think there's one of arguably the worst Kiss songs ever recorded on there. I think we all know what that is, but other than that, I love that record. I think it's fire. I'll even drink to it. Should have got some gin for this. Get a cold gin it up. Maybe next live stream we'll all make plans to get gin and drink gin together. Let's see, but only if you're of age. Let's see here. Austin says, I was talking about you. Oh. Was he? Oh, so he's talking about me with the Sebastian Bach thing. Oh, that's so cool. Well, if I look like Sebastian, I'm down for that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm all right with that. Let's see. What does Trevor have to say here? I've been saying this forever, but I feel the final panel for Monster for In My Head, if it has to be Brant, Rick, you, and Ralph. I'm down for that. That would be a good one. It's weird because when I started this channel, the community aspect of YouTube was something I was very interested in because I'd seen it with other communities. One that I really like the community aspect of is the video game community on here. I don't know how many of you guys follow that community. There's a lot of negativity in it these days, but at one point there was a lot of positivity with like the people related to like the Metal Jesus channel and people with like RGT85 and Beat 'em Ups and Radical Reggie and Kinsey and all those people related to that. And I thought it was really cool. Now, there's a lot of negativity now, so if our little group grows, there'll be more negativity, but there's a community building around the Kiss YouTubers, and I think it's really cool. And I want to broaden that. It's part of the reason I'm starting to do these reviews, because I want to do more bands, because as much as I would love to talk about Kiss forever, it's not going to last forever. The band is ending soon, as we all know. Now, it's up for debate if they'll actually end or not, but that being said, that's a good community right there. Myself, Ralph, It's All For You Demon, In My Head. That's an all-star community right there. people that have very differing opinions. And Monster would be a very good one. That's a divisive record. Maybe I shouldn't reveal my opinions about it here. Same for your video if that was a thing. So let's see here. Trevor also says, "You'll only know how truly sweet and nice Ralph is unless you'll only know how truly sweet and nice Ralph is unless you personally know him or watch his live streams." Again, hey, very nice guy, very nice to me. And I remember, funny enough, the first time I was aware that he was aware of me, he did a reaction video to one of my Vinnie Vincent videos because someone sent it to him because I referenced him in the video. It was, I think it was the video about Vinnie's people stealing my video as well as Ralph's, as well as I think it was the Classic Metal channel or Metal Room or something. They stole us talking about the posters and how stupid they were, and they tried to spin them around to be positive. So I made a video about it. And somebody sent it to Ralph, and he reacted. And I thought I was going to get ripped to shreds by the guy because I know how he is. I really did. And if you're watching this, Ralph, or if you see it down the line, I really thought I was going to get ripped to shreds by you. But you were very nice. And I remember you saying, hey, he's wearing a Merciful Fate hat. He can't be too bad of a guy. So I already knew we were going to bond. We like Kiss and Merciful Fate. What a good guy. Let's see here. Austin says, I got suggestions for Kimchi Classics. Let me know what they are. I'm keeping a running list. Let me know what they are. The chat's right here. I'll add them to the Word document. Don't just say you have the suggestions. Give me the suggestions. It'll be fun. I want to know what they are, Austin. So let's see here. In my head, Ace, Bruce, Vinny, Tommy, Mark. I'm assuming that's your favorite list. Actually, wow, that's crazy. We have the same list, unless it's in the opposite order, and Mark's your favorite, but I really don't think that's the case. But yeah, we have the same list. I think that's a pretty good list to go with. I think it's pretty typical. You know, on another aspect, if you're just talking about like how cool the guys are, again, people are going to be mad at me on this one, but I'd put Bruce or Tommy at the top. They're really cool guys. Both were very nice when I met them to interact with. I know you're paying to meet these guys at these things, essentially, and they know that. So they're going to be nice. But that being said, they were very nice. And, Vinny was nice too, honestly. Vinny gave me a hug, I can't deny that he wasn't nice. That moment I shared with Vinny, I'm glad I shared it before all the stuff got crazy with Vinny, because we all know where it went. Let's see here. Let's see. In my head, just wrote you down for Psycho Circus. I'll be in touch. Hey, let's do it. While we're all in quarantine, we have time. I mean, I know that you're not in quarantine as much as me, but my day job is not functioning right now. So I've got some time right now. It's all for you, Demon. The worst Kiss song ever is Nothing Can Keep Me From You from Detroit Rock City. Well, you're not wrong that that's not a good song necessarily, but I don't hate it. I might get destroyed for saying that, but I don't hate it. I don't hate that song. I just don't think it was the right song at the right time for the band. Because if you were going to do a new song for Detroit Rock City, this big like rock and roll movie about this rock and roll journey and rock and roll, and it's called Detroit Rock City, you need to do a rocker. And like I think what would have been a good one for that one would have been a rock song with into that time period. Would have been It's My Life. How cool would that have been? We eventually got that on the box set with Gene and Ace trading back and forth the vocals, and of course Lydia Williams did her version and everything. But that would have been a phenomenal song for that soundtrack. It has that 70s feel. The It's My Life part would work really well. Everything about it would have worked well. It would have fit the spirit and energy of the movie, but they didn't do that. There's a lot of missed opportunities in Kisstory. So let's see here. In my head, I don't know, Rick, Samurai Sun is pretty bad too. Hey! Don't be talking about Momoro Z? Is that their name? J-pop group in the video in the song? I don't know. I don't hate that one because I think that song was tailor-made for me since I like crap from Japan and I like Kiss. I know it's not for everyone though, and it's a weird one for them to do. It's a really weird one. I think they could have done some more ones. They want to do it with some girls there. If they want to, they could do like Mary's Blood or Love Bites. If you guys have never heard Love Bites and you're into power metal, check them out. All female Japanese power metal band. They're great. They are wonderful. Check out Love Bites. They're on Spotify if nothing else. You don't have to go spend a ton of money on import records for them. Let's see here. In my head says, Ralph is who inspired me to start my own channel. Hey, I remember watching him before I started my channel, and it wasn't him alone. Honestly, it's weird because those video game guys I referenced earlier kind of inspired me a little bit more because I saw again the community and that anybody could do it. There's a lot of smaller channels that were doing it as well. And hey, David Chandler, if you're watching, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub, man. And by the way, on that, if anyone's watching that isn't subbed to the channel, sub to it. If you have some extra windows open, go follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. All those are listed over there, of course. But back to this, yeah. So the video game guys really inspired me, but Ralph, I think, has inspired a lot of people to try to do a lot of things. And, you know, he doesn't realize that he really, you know, has the impact he has on the community. But he definitely has an impact on the rock community as far as smaller YouTubers go, and definitely for the KISS community as well. You know, same thing as, like, I don't know, 3 sides of the coin, but, you know, I like Ralph better. Let's see here. Kimchi Classics, LA Guns, Cocked and Loaded, Love, Hate, Blackout, In the Red, Room, Faster, Pussycat Debut. There's no periods or commas. I don't know what any of that means. I mean, I know that LA Guns, Cocked and Loaded is a record. Love, Hate, Blackout, In the Red, Room, Fast. I don't know what any of that is. I think at the end you said Faster Pussycat's Debut. What are you talking about? But use some sentence structure. I'm messing with you because I know you, but it bugs me when people, you know, they don't use proper sentence structure and don't use periods and stuff. I mean, I know I use all lowercase with a lot of my marketing, but it's intentional, and hopefully it makes sense. I don't know what you're talking about there, Brant. Get together. Let's see. Austin. Okay. I think these are suggestions for Kimchi Classics. So we have Aerosmith Rocks. You know what? Before I even read these, I'm going to copy them all. Can I copy these out of the chat? I'm going to throw them on a Word document because this is the first time I've ever done a live stream, and I don't know what saves, so I don't want to forget about these. Okay. So, Aerosmith Rocks. And he's not saying Aerosmith Rocks, but they have a record called Rocks if you were unaware somehow. So he wants me to do that one. Cool. Trash by Alice Cooper. You're the second person to suggest that, or maybe you already suggested it. I know I have it on the list, so I'm definitely going to do that one, which will be interesting because as much as I love Alice Cooper, that's not one of my big time periods for Alice Cooper. Even though I love the Alice Cooper Trashes the World DVD. I had it on VHS back in the day, believe it or not. That's a good watch. I'll definitely check out the record and do that for one of them. Kiss, Hot in the Shade. I'm going to do all the Kiss records, so that kind of goes without saying. Let's see here. The Sweet Desolation Boulevard. Oh, he's saying The Sweet, the band The Sweet, and Desolation Boulevard. I can't remember if that's you or someone else, but somewhere along the line, someone said to do some Sweet stuff, so I'm definitely going to check them out. Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. You know, Motley videos do pretty well on the channel, so I'm thinking in the scheme of things, I'm probably going to end up doing the entire Motley Crue discography because there's some winners in there and some losers, so Dr. Feelgood would be a good choice. Van Halen, 5-1, 5150, another good choice. Led Zeppelin 3, that would be great. Rocket to Russia, the Ramones. Not enough people talk about the Ramones in general in life. I mean, there's one side of the economy, musically speaking, that just worships them. I'm talking about like the Goner Records type of people and the like DJ scene and whatnot. At least here in Nashville, you know, you go to a DJ night at a bar and there's definitely gonna be some Ramones, but I'm going to do some Ramones. I might do all of their stuff over time as well because I really like them. They're one of my favorite bands. And Overkill by Motorhead, the mighty Motorhead. I love Motorhead, so that's a good choice. I might do all of those. Those are all ones right in my, I don't know, area of expertise, if you will. So those are some good choices, Austin. Some good recommendations. I'm also going to do some more obscure stuff too, though, because I really, again, I want to bring people in with this, but I think those will bring some people in as well. Let's see here. Trevor has to say, my way. Use punctuation, people. My Way is his least favorite Kiss song. But Detroit Rock City, I love that movie. But Who Else was a little confused for the timing because the song came out in 76 and Detroit Rock City is based in 78. So to cover a couple things there, yeah, My Way is not a great Kiss song. I can't remember where I put it on my ranking recently for the Panel Has Spoken video for Crazy Nights, but I don't think it was very high. And that was a hard one for me to rank because I just don't really like that record a whole lot in general. Spoiler alert for when I finally review it. But there's still some bops on there. There's some decent songs. But My Way is a weird one. Have you guys ever heard the demo? I think it's a demo of it or a rough mix or something where you really, really get the Paul vocals even more and just how high-pitched he was on that thing. I mean, vocal-wise, it's a very good song as far as, you know, he's just hitting those notes. He sounds like he's trying to be like, I don't know, Michael Jackson or something practically, but it's still not a good song. It seemed like it was wrote for a movie soundtrack, and the movie soundtrack never happened. My Way's not great. And yeah, the timing on Detroit Rock City, that is kind of weird, other than the fact that I think they just picked Detroit Rock City because it's a good title for a movie. It's a nice anthem that a lot of people know. They also could have went with Rock and Roll All Night or something like that. But 78 was really when Kiss was at the peak of being like big Kiss before it all started to fall apart. So I'm assuming that's when they picked it. They could have done 77 just as well. If you called the movie, though, like, I don't know, Love Gun or Christine 16, it wouldn't have had the same ring to it, I feel. So I think there's a reason they went with that on that one. Let's see here. Austin. Def Leppard is power metal? No, not at all. Did I say that? Maybe I said that. I don't know. Did I? I remember earlier talking about Love Bites. Oh, I think you got confused there. So Love Bites is a Japanese all-female power metal band that you should check out. You should really check out Love Bites. They're great. But the Motorhead song, now I'm getting everything. I looked at Motorhead on there. The Def Leppard song, Love Bites, is not power metal. That's correct. That's a good observation. Let's see here. What does Ethan have to say? Ralph is great. Yeah, Ralph is great. And all that. Ninja Sex Bang I was introduced to as a musical entity, and I do like comedy music. I like weird stuff, and I like pop music. So they hit every level of some things I like. And I remember hearing the music, and I really liked the music. I mean, I knew it was over the top, obscene, ridiculous, definitely parody. But I remember when I saw the videos at first, I didn't really like them. I don't know why. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. But they eventually grew on me, and I absolutely adore them now. And I love Ninja Sex Bang. Really cool. One of my regrets was not getting a ticket when they played here. They sold out in like 2 seconds at a venue that holds like 2,000 people. I had no idea they were that big at that point. But I think it's because their tour only had like 6 dates. So people were traveling for that stuff. So I love Ninja Sex Bang. Game Grumps, I'm pretty cool with too. I'm not as familiar with them, honestly. I mean, I know what it is. Mr. Sex Bang's gaming channel. And they did a tour here as well that I didn't go to. So I'm never going to see him in person, potentially. But yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of that stuff. Great content there. If you guys watching have never seen or heard about Ninja Sex Bang, look it up. It's great comedy music. And funny enough, they have some cool covers as well. I'm not as big a fan of the covers, but, might be a way to ease you into the music. Let's see here. Trevor says, it's all for you, Demon. Kimchi Chris, it's all for you, Demon. Almost Human, In My Head. You guys are the big 4 Kiss YouTubers. Really? You think so? I don't know. I mean, I would say definitely with the other guys, but do I fall in that category? We'll go with it. I will go with it. The thing that's interesting about that, though, is, I mean, out of those, only one of us is pretty much all Kiss. As far as I know, it's all for you, Demon. You're all Kiss, right? I don't know if you're still on here, but if you are, maybe someone else can chime in. But I think he's all Kiss, but the other 3 of us are not all Kiss, but we are Kiss as our primary thing. I mean, let's just be real. Kiss brings the views in. I do other stuff, but I always try to do Kiss every second or third video because that's what really brings the views in. I mean, and again, we're not doing this just for the views, but it's what I'm known for. And it's what all of us are known for. So I appreciate that, Trevor. Hearing that I'm one of the big 4 for anything is great. That's really awesome. Let's see. In My Head says, Love Hate's first album, Blackout. Okay, you're correcting yourself. Love Hate's first album, Blackout in the Red Room, Faster Pussycat's debut, and LA Guns, Locked and Loaded. I'm going to copy all those into this Word document I have going on because I'll check those out. LA Guns... Definitely listened to that record before. I enjoy that one as a little bit of a spoiler. I know I've listened to Faster Pussycat, but I don't remember a lot about them, honestly, so that would be a good one to investigate. Love Hate's one of those bands that I definitely know about, but I don't know I don't know a lot about them, so that'll be a good one to check out. Staying hydrated. In my head, better? Yeah, it's better. I'm going to mess with you, man. I'm going to mess with you. I'm a little bit of a grammar Nazi. I considered being an English major in college, believe it or not. And then I decided to get a degree that was even more useless in Nashville, music business. But the point is, I considered doing it, but part of the reason I didn't do it is because English classes were just a little bit too easy for me usually because I made A's in them. I made straight A's in them. And what else are you going to do with a college English degree other than, teaching more English? I guess I could write books. I don't know. I kind of want to write a book one day. What do you guys think about me writing a book? What do you think I could write a book on? I've always thought it would be a cool thing, and I've got time right now. It might be an interesting endeavor to go into. Right now is an easier time than ever to publish books, and between you guys and the following Night Savers, things like that, I could have probably a decent book launch. My friend Simon, he played in a band called The Slants that just broke up recently. He put a book out, a memoir, recently about his band The Slants, fighting the U.S. government for the trademark of their name, The Slants, because it's considered a racial slur. Watch someone tune in right now that doesn't know what I'm talking about. But that's a very interesting book if you want to go check it out. Look up The Slants in general. Great man. Let's see here. Melissa, what do you have to say? Kimchi Chris is great. A lot of females involved. So, Melissa, you're great too. I appreciate always seeing you commenting on the videos and whatnot. Austin, rank Kiss drummers by talent. Ooh, that one's tough. Now, ranking them by talent is not necessarily how I feel about their playing. Just throwing it out there. The bottom of the list, it's also hard to rank like the time periods, because I think Peter Criss in his prime is pretty darn good, and I would tie him with Eric Carr at his prime. But overall, Peter Criss will probably be the bottom. I hate to say that. It pains me. I love Peter Criss. He's probably at the bottom. Eric Carr is probably in the middle, and Eric Singer is definitely the top. Eric Singer is a phenomenal drummer. I don't care what you think about him in the band currently with the makeup. Go back in time to when you joined during Revenge. You loved him then, and what a great drummer. And plus, he's played with Kiss, Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath. I mean, he's played with everybody. He's a phenomenal drummer. But as far as overall style, Peter Criss would probably be my favorite, with Eric Carr in the middle and then Eric Singer. I mean, style-wise, Eric Singer is probably my least favorite. But as far as just sheer talent goes, and then throwing in even the vocals, that probably shouldn't matter when it's a drummer. But he's a really good singer too. You know, I'm not saying the other guys weren't. I'm just saying that Eric's a really good singer. So as far as talent goes, Peter's unfortunately at the bottom of the barrel, I think, with Eric Carr in the middle and Eric Singer at the very top. So, yeah, and Drum Machine is below Peter. There you go. He's not at the very bottom. Drum Machine, something used quite a bit on Hot in the Shade. Drum Machine member would definitely be the bottom. Let's see here. Melissa, that's a good idea. I don't know what's a good idea. I guess she's referencing to me writing a book. Yeah, it's a good idea. Maybe. In my head, Rick isn't all Kiss, but very much so. Yeah, you know, I need to investigate his channel a little bit more. I hate to say this, I'm a little bit guilty. I've checked your channel out quite a bit, and I've checked out Ralph's, but I haven't looked in depth into his channel's backlog. I've kept up with all the current stuff, and I kind of discovered him through your channel, actually, through the In My Head channel. So I need to look into some of his past stuff, because again, all of us one day will have to stop talking about Kiss, because we only talk about these records so much, and the current events are, drying up. We can always talk about merch, I suppose. There's enough merch to keep you going forever. That's how John Five's Instagram account, the Knights in Satan Service Instagram account, works so well, because he posts a new Kiss item every day, and usually rare, weird stuff, because that guy's got a lot of money to buy a lot of rare, weird stuff. So, yeah, let's see here. Trevor says, are you a dog person or a cat person? Oh, that's an easy question. Hopefully I don't make anyone too mad. Do I have anything around me I do? Cats. Everything is better with cats. If you check out my band Night Savers, we have a song called Everything's Better with Cats, and I truly believe that. I love cats. I love cats so much. Dogs are great. Don't get me wrong. I love doggos, especially like in the case of It's All For You, Demon. I love Large Marge and Pee-wee, and all that's great, but I love cats. Cats are my jam. I love cats. I've always had cats growing up. What about you guys? Are you cat or dog people? Do you have any interesting stories about cats or dogs? When I was a kid, Peter Criss was my favorite for a little while because he was a cat. Then later in life, Ace was my favorite. And then when I started performing more, Paul became my favorite. He's kind of stuck there ever since. But kind of going back to the question, yeah, I love cats. Everything's better with cats, as they say. All right, that height's done. Time for another height. So let's see here. What else out there? I've thought about this. I've thought about before the idea that I could write a Kiss book. And I could talk to like Jillian or somebody like that and figure out how to publish it, get it out there without falling into, the legal ramifications that can sometimes go with writing books about big entities like that, big businesses like that. But I don't know what I'd write about, because I have this YouTube channel where I talk about Kiss all day. I would love to do like a memoir, but I don't feel that I've done anything in my life huge enough to warrant that, but I'm working on it, because the thing is, let me get a drink here. The thing is, the Kimchi Chris community is something I'm trying to build, and it's kind of like an all-encompassing thing where I kind of include like Night Savers, Kimchi Chris in it. My side channel, Anime Was a Mistake, which I would love for you guys to go check out. It's linked on the channel here. If you like anime and video game stuff, that's a good one. I want to link all this stuff and just like build and brand this big thing. And, maybe at some point, all of these creative endeavors will give me something worth writing a memoir about. But until then, I don't know. What would I write a Kiss book about? Let me know what should I write a book about, Melissa, related to Kiss? What should I write a book about? You're giving me the idea. Come up with it. And then she says, TY, thank you. Okay, yeah, thanks. Let's see here. Trevor, correct, not many women in the Kiss community is what Trevor's saying, but the Paul community, yeah, he is, yeah. He's a punctuation this time. Punctuation this time. Okay, I read that horribly, so let me reread that, Trevor. It says, correct, not many women in the Kiss community, but Paul community. Punctuation this time. Yeah, there's a lot of Paul Stanley girls out there, a lot of them. And can you blame them? I mean, we've all seen the back of Crazy Nights with a little thong coming up. I wish there were more Kiss girls out there, honestly. I really wish there were, because, it's not the most welcoming community, though. It's really not. This is a weird thing to talk about, but there's... Obviously, the Kiss lyrics can be a little bit misogynistic, but I think that a lot of people look at that more so as art, so it's a little different. But even the Kiss community itself, some of the Facebook groups are very toxic and have a lot of unwanted memes and things like that related to not being the best towards women. So it's not the most welcoming community always. I've even seen people post pictures in those communities of like their daughter wearing a Kiss shirt, and just the things these people say are just ridiculous. So I kind of get it. The toxic masculinity of it all can be a little bit overbearing, but we should do our part to bring more women in the community, I think. I really do think that. Let's see here. All right. Austin Johnson says, rank the Kiss makeup. Oh, that's a good one. That's a hard one, too. That's a very hard one. Oh, man. That's hard. Okay, starting the bottom of the list. I love Eric Carr, but I think his makeup isn't like the coolest, so he's at the bottom. Right above him, I don't know, maybe Peter Criss. I mean, it's very intricate, but it's just a cat. It's not the most original. Above that, probably Vinnie Vincent. Again, not the most original, but still cool, very, very cool. Above Vinnie, that's where it starts to get rough. Let's see. I love Gene's makeup, but maybe Gene's, and then like maybe Paul above that. I know Paul's is simple, but I think it delivers the point really well. And then top of the heap, I honestly think Aces is probably the coolest. Ace is the coolest, so makes sense that his makeup's the coolest. So I don't know, but that's not a definitive list. But to review, Peter at the bottom, or not Peter at the bottom, probably Eric Carr at the bottom, then Peter, Vinny, Gene, Paul, Ace. I don't know. That's not a definitive ranking. Maybe one day I'll do a definitive ranking video. Who knows? Let's see. What does Ethan have to say? When you run out of ideas, welcome back to the channel. And today's going to be talking about Kiss condoms. Those exist, if you were not aware. There are Kiss condoms. There are some multi-flavored, as far as I can tell, based around the members. I don't know. It's a weird world we live in Kiss collecting. There's some weird, cringe-worthy stuff out there. Maybe I'll do a Kiss cringe merch video at some point. Let's see here. What does Trevor have to say? You and Rick are going to have some problems, Bubbles. If you haven't seen Trailer Park Boys, then you won't get the reference. I'm sorry. No, I haven't seen Trailer Park Boys, so I don't get the reference. Sorry there. Let's see. What does Brant have to say? I have two invisible dogs, often heard but never seen in my videos. Show your puppies. We want to see the doggos. Love the dogs. I guess you answered that. You're a dog person, which is cool. It's cool. I'm down for that. I would love to have a cat someday, though. Cats I like because they don't take a lot of energy. They're kind of to themselves, and they just hang out and clean up their poop, give them some food. Hopefully they're nice to you. And sometimes they're not, but they're cool overall. Let's see here. What does Doug have to say? Have you heard of Classic 78? They are a current rock band that sounds exactly like 70s era Kiss. I have indeed. They were in person hanging out and promoting themselves at the Atlanta Kiss Expo a couple years back, the one that Vinny came back at. And I don't know why I didn't pick up a physical CD, because I'm very interested in what they do. They were there in their full makeup, which is just kind of like white face with like some eyeliner and such, kind of. Or maybe they had sunglasses on. I can't remember. It's kind of like a different take on the makeup. But they were there, and it was cool. I don't know why I didn't really like get into it, but I have heard of them. I think it's really cool what they're doing. I think it's interesting, and that's what I like with the Kiss community. When Kiss fans do interesting, original stuff, that's cool. You know, they aren't just covering the same songs we've heard 1,000 times. They're writing new songs, and they're doing it pretty well, in all honesty. So I think it's a cool thing. In my head here, what do we have? You will love Rick's back catalog. So much fun Kiss merch in his collection. I need to look it up. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Who knows? When we're done here, maybe I'll do that. And because I love those kind of videos. At some point, I maybe might start doing collection videos myself a little bit. I've been doing a lot of cleaning with the quarantine stuff going on, and I found all kinds of cool stuff. I have some stuff that's very unique. I have a lot of stuff that everyone else has too. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of Spencer's crap, as it's referred to. But I have some really unique, cool stuff. And a lot of stuff that has like cool stories and sentimental value behind it. Because again, Kiss has been something I've been into since I was a little guy. So yeah, let's see here. It's all for you, Demon. I've had cats before, but I'm a dog boy. Hey, you know, you can have both. But it's cool. It's cool to admit that, you know, you had them at one point, and you have the dogs now. And, you know, dogs are a different breed because, like, not just because they're a different type of animal, but, like, I feel people that want, you know, more of that companion that they can go on walks with and gets excited for them and things like that. That's what dog people, you know, that's what they kind of need. Cat people, they don't necessarily get that. Yeah, some cats are excited to see you, and if you go on a trip, they're usually excited when you come back. But other than that, they kind of could care less, honestly, about you. So that's what's kind of enticing and exciting and also kind of terrible about cats all at the same time. So let's see here. What else do we have from Melissa? Cats are awesome. Melissa, you still haven't told me what I should write my Kiss book about. Maybe I should do a Kiss comic book where they all adopt kitties. I can draw a little bit. I was a pretty good artist at one point, but I've let my skills slip away because I haven't really been working on them. But I've got quarantine time now, so maybe I should get back into drawing and draw a comic book about Kiss adopting cats. That would be really weird. I don't know how I would release that because of the makeup, you know, issues and make money off of it. But I don't know. Maybe I could do that. Maybe that's what I should do. Let's see here. Trevor, what does Trevor have to say? There's a character Bubbles who loves cats and it's all for you, Demon. Has, as you know, loves dogs. I can't read. I'm sorry, guys. It's getting late, I guess. He loves dogs, and if you have Netflix, definitely check out Trailer Park Boys. Maybe I should. I yesterday started watching, you know, the thing everybody's talking about, the Tiger King, and you know, the first episode didn't grab me, but now I've watched the next two. It's starting to get good, guys. It's starting to get good. I mean, I know everybody is talking about it. But seriously, go check it out. I haven't made it to the end, and I'll probably make it to the end by like tomorrow, which is weird. I normally don't watch, like, it's like a 45-minute episode thing, and usually those kind of shows take me a while to watch. I like concentrating more on the normal length shows, but it's a weird one. It's a cool one. It's a weird show, but with everybody building up all the hype around it, it might be worth it. It's very entertaining. Very weird. Very weird. I know everyone's saying it's weird and it's crazy, but that's kind of where it is. Let's see here. What does Austin have to say? What band do you love to death, but hate the singer singing? Ooh, that's a paradox. Is that an oxymoron? If you love them to death, but hate the singer singing? I honestly could say, like, the genre of death metal in general kind of falls into that category for me, just for the simple fact that I like a lot of the music in death metal. I like the heaviness, and even though I'm okay with, like, screamy vocals and, like, kind of like the black metal style and things like that, I don't love the music, or I don't love the vocals necessarily in death metal usually. A band, you know, we go with, like, the most mainstream version with Cannibal Corpse. You know, the music's kind of cool. It's fun to listen to, but I don't dig the vocals. I really don't dig the vocals. So that's a genre that kind of falls into that. As far as a band, I don't know. I don't love Vince Neil currently necessarily, but I think a lot of people don't. But I do love Motley Crue, so I don't know. That's a really hard question. I'll have to think about that one. That would be an interesting video. You're onto something there, Austin. Let's see here. What does Kiss Army General, aka Ethan, have to say? What is your favorite concert you've been to? It would be a Kiss one. You know, it's easy. I don't know which one. That's always problematic to figure one of those out. One of the ones that was one of my favorites always sticks out in my mind. First one that comes to mind was the Alive 35 tour in Birmingham, Alabama, because at that time that was the closest I'd ever been for a show. It was like fifth row center, and we did like a road trip with my mom. I was a bit younger then. Not that I wouldn't go on a road trip with her now because she likes Kiss. She's one of those women that likes Paul Stanley, of course. And seeing them up that close and that personal was just It was phenomenal. I was done after that. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I was so disappointed seeing them in Nashville like 2 days later because I was back like, oh, I'm so sad. I'm like 15 rows back from the stage. But when you're like 5 rows back, it's a little different. And, you know, Live 35 was a cool tour. We're playing all the Alive stuff and doing some other songs they don't always do. So that one sticks out as one of my favorites. But if we get past Kiss, as far as favorite shows, I don't know. It's again, it's hard to rank. A lot of the Alice Cooper shows rank up there. A lot of the Butch Walker shows rank up there. Peel Under Z, that's a band that's always fun. Always ranking near the top. If you've never checked out Peel Under Z, they're this crazy Japanese band that's lived in America since like the late 90s, and they're kind of like action comic punk. They wear costumes like Power Rangers, color coordinated. The shows are highly interactive. They're running through the audience. They're doing human bowling where they pass off their instruments to audience members. They knock out their singer, throw them into bowling pins, and get back on stage and finish out the show. It's crazy. Peel Under Z is crazy. There's a really crazy documentary on them called Mad Tiger as well. You should definitely check out Peel Under Z. Those are some shows that are always really fun. I really enjoyed, on that front, something that genre-wise is very different. I really enjoyed Blackpink in Atlanta last year, K-pop band. Going to a K-pop show is unlike anything you've ever experienced. If you've never been to one, I don't think a lot of you have. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I was going to see G-Idol here in like 2 weeks in Atlanta, but the show got canceled, of course. But I would highly recommend checking out a K-pop show if you never have. Buy the cheap tickets just to experience the culture of it. It's weird. It's crazy. It's kind of like stepping into Korea in America, but it's different. Those are some cool shows. You know, it'd take a while to really come up with like my favorite outside of Kiss, but those are some good ones. Let's see here. Austin. Mine's Guns N' Roses and AC/DC with Brian Johnson. Bon Scott was better. Oh, talking about bands that don't love the vocalist song. You know, Guns N' Roses, that's an interesting one because I hear that one a lot. And I kind of fall into that camp. I don't love Axl. I mean, as a person, I don't. Vocally, he's all right. You mentioned AC/DC there, too. How would you have felt with seeing AC/DC with Axl performing? You know, did you see that? I mean, I'm sure you saw the videos. How do you feel about that? That was interesting. I thought it was better than I expected, but I didn't expect very much. You know, that was a time it was weird. Axl came out of hiding, and all of a sudden, Guns N' Roses was a band again, and he was also fronting AC/DC. What a weird time to be an Axl Rose fan. So, let's see here. Kiss Army General. Are you an Oasis fan? I don't dislike them. I think that's important. I think that's important to know. I don't know. I've never really been that intrigued to check them out, honestly. I just haven't. I don't know. I'm going to say that I'm gleefully ignorant of them, if that's a thing. So, you know, maybe I should check them out. What's a good record to check out from them? Maybe I will. I have time right now. Let's see here. Trevor, what does he have to say? Man, I'd rather listen to my dogs bark for 45 minutes than show up on time to see Kiss with David Lee Roth. You know, okay. So, Trevor, did you see David Lee Roth with Kiss? Did you see it? Did you see it in person? That's the key here. That is the key. You know, not to sound like Eddie Trunk or any of these other people out here. The cell phone videos and things like that don't do it complete justice. And what I mean by that is when it's live, they do mix the vocals down a little bit, and I think that's on purpose. And they turn the guitars up and whatnot, and the backing vocals sound recorded. Don't get me wrong, but it was fun. It was fun. It wasn't the best ever, honestly. I mean, it wasn't even the best band I've seen play before Kiss. Mind you, that's a high mark to get over because I did see Def Leppard open for Kiss. I saw them on that tour, and I even saw Motley Crue. That, despite Vince's shortcomings, the show's always good. But I don't know. It was all right. It was enjoyable. It's nice to say I saw someone from Van Halen now live. You know, the thing I just was a little bummed about is he didn't really talk to the audience a whole lot. I mean, he said, "Hey, how's it going?" things like that during the songs. But because he had such a short set, he just went one song into the other. And I love David Lee Roth talking more than anything. He's a very interesting individual. So I don't know. It was kind of weird. I would probably, though, enjoy listening to Dogs Bark as well for 45 minutes, just for the simple fact that dogs are fun. So, yeah. Let's see here. Trevor also said yes. I'm not sure what you're referencing there, though. He's saying yes to something, though. Oh, I missed up there, too, from Kiss Army Journal. Kiss Kittens, the brand new comic by Kimchi Chris. That would be fun. I'm surprised they haven't done that. Have you guys seen the Kiss Kids comics where they're like little kids and they run around and get in calamities, I guess? I don't know. I haven't read them. I own a few of them, but I haven't read them. Maybe I should do that. Let's see here. What does Trevor have to say? Kiss is fine. I went February 1st on the opening tour. His band was great, but he was another character. Yeah, okay, well, so you saw it. So, yeah, you have a valid opinion. I think these people judging him off of the videos online, not as valid. as far as David Lee Roth goes. But yeah, it was okay in person. It was okay. I'm glad you got to see it, though. I'm sure Kiss was better, obviously. I mean, the biggest takeaway I had with seeing David Lee Roth as an opening act is that he came off as an opening act. He didn't come off as a legend. And it's weird because I feel if you didn't know it was David Lee Roth, you might just think it's some old guy covering the songs. It's a weird, sad thing to say, but that's kind of what it came off as. He came up as a guy that was very excited to be there. But I don't know. I don't see him doing a lot after this tour for a while. I don't know. Maybe some festival appearances, but I don't see him doing a full tour. These Vegas residencies seem to be doing okay for him financially. He can't do them now, I suppose, but I don't know if he had anything scheduled. But I don't know. I don't see him doing a lot after this for a while. Let's see here. It's all for you, Demon. Whoever is doing David Lee Roth's social media is spot on. They have made him look relevant again. He's the ultimate rock star and still yeah. You know, I agree with you. His social media is on point. We talked about earlier the Poison social media being like really bad. But David Lee Roth is on point. He hired somebody, or his people hired somebody that know what they're doing. And, you know, it's funny because a lot of these classic rock bands, they fall into one of two camps. They're either doing it, like, amazingly well, or they're doing it amazingly bad. Kiss is done great. Alice Cooper, his is done really well. Really well. He is doing a really good job. And that's important in 2020 more than ever with these older guys and everything. Let's see here. Austin wants to know, have I ever seen Wasp live? You know, they were supposed to play here years ago at the Exit Inn, a little venue that holds like 400 people. But Placky's mic and the production and such apparently couldn't fit on stage, or it would have crushed it or something. I don't know. And they refused to play. So I was actually going to go to that, but I didn't go because it got canceled like literally the day of. I don't know if somehow the stage production, the writer, I don't know what happened, but somehow there was some crossed wires and they refused to play without their production, which, you know, personally, I think it might be kind of cool to play without production, do kind of a stripped down show in a smaller venue like that, but, you know, whatever. I feel if you're getting booked at venues that hold 400 people, you should know they're not going to have a huge amount of area for production. Just saying. I've played on that stage. Not a huge place. Exit Inn, very prestigious place, but not a huge place. Let's see here. Kiss Army General. With Oasis, the best album is their debut. Definitely maybe. It is a classic. Okay, I'll check that out. I've heard some other people say Oasis is great. I know they're a very prominent band, and I know the brothers in the band have some legendary arguments, which I always think is really worth watching, worth checking out. So I'll check them out. I will check them out for sure. Let's see here. Trevor, you asked if I had seen David Lee Roth, and I didn't watch him on YouTube. Oh, yeah, referencing to the Yes earlier. Okay, sure. I'll buy a ticket for his stories. Yeah, okay. So if David Lee Roth did a spoken word tour, that would be phenomenal. I think we can all agree on that. Would that be phenomenal? That'd be phenomenal. You know, a lot of these guys, and that's the thing. Here's something a lot of these guys don't realize. If they did like a spoken word, not necessarily even stand-up, just talk about stories, maybe bring out an acoustic guitar, maybe do a couple bars here and there. I think those kind of tours would do really well for some of these older guys that maybe have lost their chops as far as a full-on performance overall. A lot of people said that with Vinnie Vincent, that he should do kind of like a storyteller's thing or just a, you know, spoken word thing. And to be fair, he kind of did that at the Atlanta Expo where I saw him. It was phenomenal. I would have paid money to see that. He, you know, told stories for an hour and a half, played some acoustic songs at the end. David Lee Roth would be a great candidate for that as well. You know, can you imagine? Like, there's some even bigger guys. Axl Rose would be a cool one for that. Duff McKagan would be a cool one for that. Bret Michaels would be an interesting one, I feel. I think with Bret, there's a lot of interesting things out there. I know he has an autobiography out there. I want to read it. That would be a cool one. Marky Ramone, his autobiography was good, so a spoken word tour from him would be really cool. Let's see here. Austin says, have you ever seen the YouTuber Drum God 321? I can't read, guys. No, I haven't seen him. Why should I see him, Austin? Why should I see him? Is he a drum god? Is he 321? You know, I would love to check him out. What are, in general, for those you on here, what are some good YouTubers I should check out? I know we talked about a lot about the Kiss ones, but what are some good YouTubers that you follow? What are some channels that I should perhaps check out? And while we're talking about YouTube, why don't you give this thing a thumbs up while we're here? I haven't said that this video, but we've got a few likes on here, and I could definitely use a few more. You know, get this thing up in the algorithm. Probably going to end kind of soon, too. We've been going a while, and any of you that have been here this whole time, or even a good chunk of it, I applaud you. Let's see here. Trevor says, I don't know if change while the tour went on, but David Lee Roth's intro on this tour kind of scared me because the band kind of just started playing out of nowhere with no warning. That is true. So for those of you that did not see the tour or have not seen the tour, and let's be fair, who knows if and when we might see it again. So the way David Lee Roth enters the stage, so the house lights are on, everybody's chilling, everyone's hanging out, house music is on, and then out of nowhere, bam, 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 explosion. They're there. I don't mean explosion with pyro, just like they start playing, lights go down immediately, and it's crazy. It's a really quick intro. I remember one of the times I saw Motley Crue, they did the same thing, except the difference with them was the house lights went down immediately, and there was like pyro and explosions, and like I really think that one scared some people. That one was an interesting one to experience, but David Lee Roth did kind of the same thing, and it was really weird. It was really weird. Interesting intro, though. Let's see here. That's all for you, Demon. Speaking of talking about songs, Paul's recent videos are great. He should do entire album talks. Yeah, have you guys checked out the videos that Paul's been doing on social media and whatnot, where he kind of plays some songs and then kind of talks about the songs and such? They're phenomenal. They are phenomenal. He's only done 2 so far. He did Love Gun, one of the biggest hits that they always play of all hits, and then he did Every Time I Look at You, something a little bit more obscure, which is what I was hoping he would do. And they are great. They are phenomenal. He sounds good on the songs, too, vocally. He's changed the vocal stylings up a little bit to match his current condition as far as a vocalist, but they're really cool. I've actually thought that maybe I should do something like that for the Night Savers songs with our Night Savers channel, but I don't know. I might do that at some point. Maybe do it as a live stream. Who knows? We got time. I really want to try to experiment with a lot of content between this channel, the Night Savers channel, and the Anime Was a Mistake channel in the next little bit since we have some time, which... again, I'm going to bring it up again. If any of you are even remotely into anything, or even just into me and want to learn about it, go subscribe to Anime Was a Mistake on here. It's linked on my page. You can search for the channel as well. It's got a little cartoon character of me with a camera up. I would love... That channel is a baby channel. And promote your channel until it has 100 subs, because you can't get a URL until then. So please go subscribe to Anime Was a Mistake, even if you don't care about anime. So, long story short, though, those Paul videos are incredible. Go check them out after this if you haven't checked them out. Let's see here. Kiss Army General. The Odd Ones Out is hilarious. Is that a movie, or is that a song, or a TV show? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm old, okay? I don't know what that is. Tell me what that is, Ethan. Let's see. Austin says he plays his drum solo. Okay, so talking about Drum God 321. He plays his drum solo mixing John Bonham, Neil Peart, and Tommy Lee. He does really good on it. Also, he tried to get in The Dirt, the movie I'm guessing here, and play Tommy Lee, yet... we all know MGK got the role. Guess what? As far as the role of Tommy Lee in The Dirt, if you guys want to see a guy that really should have had that part, there's this band in Nashville, and they're known a little bit more. They tour around. They're called The Taste. Or no, that's wrong. Scratch that. That's an old band. They're called The Tip. They're called The Tip. Check out The Tip and look at their drummer, Dixie. I don't know what his last name is. Look up The Tip and look at their drummer, Dixie, and tell me that guy's not more spot on and early Tommy Lee, more so than Machine Gun Kelly. He would make way more sense. And he's a drummer, so, why not? Why not put him in there? Let's see here. Kiss Army General says, another YouTuber who's from Nashville is Mike Become the Night. I am aware of him. He's in a prog band in Nashville called Crusade. I didn't know he's in a band. I assumed he was in a band. But yeah, I definitely know about him. He's definitely here. I bet I've been at a show with him before and not recognized him because he's a white guy with long hair at a metal show. Go figure. They kind of all blur together at the end of the day. I've had some people recognize me at shows from this channel. That's always kind of weird to me. If you're at a Kiss show, I get it a little bit, but at other shows, it's kind of weird sometimes. I actually had a girl, this one was really weird, in Memphis, Tennessee. It's like a 3-hour drive from Nashville if you're not aware. At Anime BluesCon, their anime convention, we were there playing some songs with our friends in the Slants, and this girl came up and freaked out. I just assumed she was excited to see me from Night Sabers, but no, she was excited to see me from this channel, and talked about how she loved my Kiss videos and watched them all the time, and was subbed. She took selfies with me, all this stuff. It was great, and I can't remember her name. I feel awful for that, but if you're watching, you know who you are. That's a female in the Kiss community. Let's see here. So, let's see, Austin. I'm the only one who has liked this stream. It says there's 8 likes on here, though, so I think you might not be right, Austin. It's probably just not updating on your side, actually. It's updating on my side. I'm learning how all this works, by the way. The back end of streaming is interesting. A lot of people think that you just kind of plug your phone in and go, and you can do that. But I'm using OBS, which kind of helps you manipulate the situation a little bit more, and I'm going to learn more about it over time. I really want to get a camera that's a little better quality than this one as well. My DSLR I use for the videos doesn't work with live streams, unfortunately, unless I buy like a converter. It's like $150, but I figure I can just get a webcam and a mic instead, or maybe a mic for this. I think the audio is the biggest thing to improve, because the visuals, unfortunately, with my internet are probably never going to be perfect, but they could be better. Let's see here. Trevor. Collison Baker, a.k.a. MGKO, Machine Gun Kelly, has started making new punk rock, and it's surprisingly great. So check out some of his newer songs out, especially I Think I'm Okay. Wow, Machine Gun Kelly playing punk rock. Is it really punk rock? That's my only thing. I feel punk rock is hard to make when you're at his level of name and money and success, honestly. But I don't know. I'll check it out. I will check it out. I know that I hated on, and I think everybody hated on the latest Ozzy record, that song with Post Malone. Not the hip hop one. That one was just whatever. But the rock song that's on the album that kind of sounds like it's a punk song, they just kind of threw on there to kind of show you like Post Malone has a rock side. I thought that was terrible, but I'm sure it's not the same. It just reminds me of that for some reason. Let's see here. Kiss Army General. I like the stream. Yeah, I think there's streams on here. Let's see. Austin still says it says 1. Well, it says 8 for me, so hopefully that's right. Hopefully we'll get some more. But I don't know. So I see the questions are slowing down. I'm probably going to end this soon. So if you have any more questions or anything, throw them out there. A couple of things I wanted to talk about. It's funny because I kind of, in my mind, had a plan that you guys weren't going to be as interactive and there weren't going to get as many of you. But luckily there were. I don't know if that'll happen every stream, but thanks for showing up. But I did kind of want to give you guys some updates about the channel, of course. We've talked about a lot of those already, but I'm going to continue with the Kimchi Classic reviews. Those are going to be fun. I'm going to try to do some more, I don't know, I have some ideas for some Kiss content that's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So I'm going to work on that for you guys. I'm also going to work on maybe some collection stuff because, as I said earlier, as I clean up my house, there's a lot of interesting collection stuff coming up. I also am going to try to do some collabs. I have a lot of people lined up for collabs for this channel, as well as Anime Was a Mistake. Problem is, we can't leave our house right now, and a lot of them can't leave their house, so the social distancing is definitely changing the way we do things. So we could always do like a stream together for that, but we'll probably just wait till we can get together on that. So there's a lot more coming, and I'm really hoping to get my goal of 1,000 subs for the year as well. I'm still on the smaller end now. We're right at around like 740, I believe, and it'd be great to get to 1,000. So please share the channel with your friends. It always helps out if you appreciate the channel. The 1,000 is when you can start to monetize, and I know you don't make much money on there, but also YouTube opens up so much for you there, and you can promote yourself, they promote you, which is really helpful. So it'll really help build the channel. So that's a great thing. Let's see here. I got a couple more comments here, a couple more chats here. Kiss Army General. The Odd Ones Out is a cartoon YouTube channel that's funny. Best video board games. I'll check them out. I'll check out the Odd Ones. That sounds cool. I'm going to add that to my list of records to review over here. Watch the camera shake a little bit like it has every time since I'm like touching the keyboard and everything. But I'll add that in there. I'll check it out. Sounds cool. Let's see. Trevor says it's like punk pop. Okay, so we're talking about Machine Gun Kelly's new music. It's like punk pop, rockish. I know you like K-pop, so I think you may like this. It's not similar to that, but you like stuff more on the pop side. I do. I love a lot of pop music. People are always surprised when I say that I like pop music. I like good pop music is the thing, though. And there's a lot of bad pop music, just like there's a lot of bad music for all genres. But there's good pop music that's not even like popular or whatever, So there's good pop music out there. A lot of people, and some of the greats, obviously. I mean, Prince did a lot of pop music. He did a little bit of everything, and obviously, like someone like Michael was one of the greats. But I love K-pop. Blackpink, G-Idol are great. I was listening to Twice earlier today. Momoland, 21 if we're talking classics. Girls' Generation, things like that. I love a lot of that stuff. Let's see here. Austin says, Poison, Look What the Cat Dragged In, T-Rex Slider, Kiss, Dress to Kill, Aerosmith, Just Push Play. I think these are all recommendations for things I should review. Let's add those to the list so I can add them to the document a little bit later. A quick thing on those. Yeah, Poison, Look What the Cat Dragged In is an amazing idea. I should probably do that one. T-Rex the Slider. I said earlier in here I was going to do that, but I don't think everybody's been here the whole time. But I should do that one at some point. I'm going to do all the Kiss records, so Dress to Kill will definitely happen. And Just Push Play from Aerosmith would be an interesting one. I know a lot of people hate that record. I don't want to reveal my feelings on it, but it might be a little contrary. I don't think it's perfect, but yeah. Let's see here. Austin says, do you like RP? I don't know what RP is. I'm old. Explain what RP is to me. You mean role-playing? Like Dungeons & Dragons? Or do you mean like video games like Final Fantasy? Or maybe Dragon Quest? Or perhaps Yakuza? I really like the Yakuza games. I don't know that that's what you're talking about, but I do like the Yakuza games. I recently have been playing through Resident Evil 5, getting myself ready for Resident Evil 3 Remake. Let's see here. I accidentally said RP. I meant Steve Miller. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, Steve Miller. I don't know a huge amount about Steve Miller. He or I guess they, Steve Miller Band. I know that I should check them out. I know that they've been around my whole life, obviously. Always been on the back burner, so maybe I'll check them out one day. Who knows? I don't know a lot about them. What's a good record to check out? Let me know a good record to check out. That's where we'll start. Let me know, Austin. What's a good record to check out? But yeah, what have you guys been doing too since you haven't been able to leave your house? Have you just been listening to records all day? Have you kind of been doing that? You've been playing video games a lot, maybe. I've been doing everything. I've been listening to records, playing video games, cleaning the house, watching anime, creating stuff for you guys. And I'm going to kind of continue the format I've been doing over the last little bit of kind of just throwing it out there when it's ready for the most part. I'm going to continue to have videos consistently on Sundays, but other than that, they're going to kind of just be at random intervals because I'm working on a lot of stuff. I don't want to overkill it. I don't want to do like a video a day necessarily, even though YouTube says the algorithm favors creators that do a little bit more content, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Austin says The Joker from Steve Miller is a good record to check out. I know that song, obviously. That's a cool song, so I'll check out The Joker. So, we've been at this. Oh, wow. We're close to 2 hours, and I think, I don't know, maybe a few of you have been here the whole time. So, I think that, let's see here. Kiss Army Journal says, The Struts, Young and Dangerous is a fantastic album to check out. Oh, I love The Struts, man. I love The Struts. I've seen them live twice now. It was amazing. Saw them once in a room that held like 500 people, and then the next time they came, they played there 3 nights straight, and then the next time they came through, they played a room that held like 2,000 and sold it out, and that was incredible too. They know how to work a room of any size. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now. I think I'm gonna end the stream because it's almost 2 hours. That's a long time, and I appreciate all of you checking out the stream. It's been amazing. It's been fun. Do you want me to do these again? I'll do these again. I will do another one of these. I don't know if I'll do it consistently on one specific night. April 1st just sounded like a good time to do it, and I figured if I couldn't get it to work right, I could always just say it was an April Fool's joke. But we got through it. We got through it together, and if you're just now tuning in or something, I think this will be accessible after the fact to just watch on the channel, so you can go back and see what happened beforehand. So thank you guys so much for showing up. I think you already know my name's Kimchi Chris. It's over on the little side part. And as it says on the side part, go check out my Instagram account, my Twitter account. Facebook page is kind of like no man's land, but you go check it out. Definitely check out my other channel, Anime Was a Mistake. That really is helpful as well. As well as my band. Go check out Night Savers. We've been a little inactive for a while, but we have a lot of stuff we're working on. Let's see here. Hey, before I go, a few more chats. Trevor says, I've been listening to records and organizing my KISS stuff and looking at eBay because I want more tour books. That's a good thing to do with your time. Trevor says, do it again, please. I will do it again. KISS Army General, great to talk. Hopefully you'll do this once again. I will do it again. It's all for you, Demon. Amen, KISS Army General. Struts are amazing. Have a good night, everyone. That ends it well. It's all for you, Demon said it. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much again. And I will see you guys on the next stream and the next video. Wow.